You know, everybody says work longer is the smart move. But here's the thing. What if those extra 10 years actually cost you the best decade of your life? Retiring at 55 and retiring at 65 on paper, sure, it's only a 10-year difference. But in real life, it's night and day. The freedom you have, the energy in your body, the way you spend your mornings, it all changes. Hi, my name is Jeremy Finger. I'm a certified financial planner, and I've worked with enough retirees over the past 28 years to tell you working longer isn't always the safe plan. And today I'm going to show you exactly why. Here's the problem. Most people measure retirement success by the size of their accounts instead of the quality of their years. I can't tell you how many people I've met who've kept working a few more years only to look back and realize those were the healthiest, most energetic years they had and the most free. But why is that? It comes down to 6 myths that sound smart, but they act like handcuffs, keeping you stuck at a desk when you don't have to be. Let's break them down. Myth number 1, the longer you work, the more secure you'll be. It sounds reasonable, right? You keep working, adding a little more to the nest egg every year, and feel safer. But real security isn't about the money. It's about having your health, your energy, and the freedom to choose. And the longer you wait, the faster that slips away. My own dad worked until he was 87 years old, and then he had a stroke. Yes, he did take some time off here and there, but looking back, there were so many trips we never took, so many fishing days we missed. The truth is, these moments don't come back, and no extra money in the bank can replace them. You see, you might retire with a bigger account balance, but fewer years to enjoy it. And that's before we even talk about the hidden cost of waiting, which shows up in ways people never expect. Which brings us to myth number 2. Your retirement will be just as enjoyable at age 65 as it is at 55. Now this one's a little sneaky. We all picture the same trips, hobbies, and adventures no matter when we retire, but 10 years changes a lot. Your body changes, your energy changes, even your circle of your friends change. I had a client of mine, let's call him Dave. He wanted to take his family to Africa. We talked about it, he even planned it. But by the time he fully committed, his children already had jobs and they couldn't take the time off they needed. And unfortunately, he passed away before ever taking that trip to Africa. Losing those experiences are heartbreaking, but there's also a mental trap that quietly keeps people working longer than they need to, even when they've already won the game. Which brings us to myth number 3. Working longer is the safest plan. This is the myth that hides behind the idea of being responsible. But more often than not, it's the fear doing the talking. Fear of running out of money, fear of the market crashing, or the fear of stepping into the unknown. I work with a couple, let's call them Mark and Susan. They were terrified about leaving their job early. We ran the numbers and they could have actually retired 5 years earlier and they just didn't know it. That uncertainty, that not knowing, created unnecessary amounts of stress and unhappiness for them. Maybe they would have still worked those extra 5 years, but the way they worked would have felt different. The truth is, many people keep working because they just don't know what else to do. If this sounds like you and you want to see if you can retire early, I've got a quick way for you to find out. The link is in the description below, and it's a quick video called the Riverbend Bridge method. It'll show you how you may be able to step away way earlier than you might think. But let's keep going, because I've seen the next myth steal more years from people's lives than almost anything else. And the hardest part is they never really had to lose them. Myth number 4, you need X million before you can retire. You ever heard of some magic number? Yeah, I need 2 million, I need 3 million, I need 5 million. Yeah, it's a nice neat headline, but it's based on averages and guessing, not your real life. One of my clients, let's call her Linda, chased a $2 million target for years. But when we look closer, she could actually retire at 1.2 million and live the exact life she wanted. And all that extra time she spent working is just gone. And even if you hit that number, there can still be one more fear that can keep you chained to that desk. And it has nothing to do with money. Which brings us to myth number 5, the fear that healthcare will bankrupt you if you retire before Medicare. This one stops so many people in their tracks. Yeah, I know, healthcare is expensive, but the horror stories are usually way worse than reality. I had a client of mine, Paul, who wanted to retire at age 60, but the fear of healthcare costs held him back. We found we could actually get coverage through the marketplace with subsidies, and it was way less than his car payment. We then simply just added that expense into his overall plan to bridge the gap to Medicare. But there's also an emotional reason that people delay retirement. Which brings us to myth number 6, you'll be bored if you retire early. This is a big one. People think that without work, life will feel empty, but the truth is work isn't the only thing that gives people purpose. It's just one chapter. And the thing is, knowing when you can retire is a tremendous advantage. It means you can keep working if you want to, or maybe work less, or focus on the parts of your job you actually love and cut out the parts you don't. I worked with this lady named Carol who thought she would go stir crazy in retirement. But 2 months into retirement, she was volunteering, traveling, working out more, lost a few pounds. She started learning photography, and she said that she's never been busier and loves it. You can wait, but that's how people let their best years slip away. And once they're gone, they're gone. So the real question is, how do you know when the time is right to actually retire? All these myths lead to the same regret. I wish I started earlier. And the good news is there's a way for you to decide with confidence when the time is right for you. I call it the Riverbend Bridge method. Instead of waiting on the perfect someday number, we build a bridge from where you are right now to the lifestyle that you actually want. And that bridge has 3 spans. First is your health care, then your income, and then your flexibility. And when all 3 are strong enough, you can cross. And here's how it works. First, you need to find out how much your actual lifestyle cost is, not a generic average. The second thing is identify your guaranteed income sources. And the third thing is use your current assets to fill that gap. It works because it takes fear out of what if I run out and replaces it with a clear plan. So what do you get? You go from wondering when can I to knowing exactly how and when you can step into retirement, often years earlier than you might have thought possible. If you want to see how the Riverbend Bridge method could work for you, click the link in the description below. And in just a few minutes, I'll walk you through the numbers, the trade-offs, and how to know if you can actually retire sooner than you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.